Welcome back. I feel like I have some explaining to do. For a while there, we were doing about a video a week for quite a few months, and then it just stopped. And that would be because I had probably a month worth of videos saved up. Because I lost the videos, I felt extremely discouraged to continue working on the Miata for a little bit. It kind of killed all the momentum that I had, so I stopped. I was way ahead in videos, and I had a storage problem and lost it all. This video that you are currently watching is months and months of work, like trying to recover and continue on the build. So that's why it's been so long since I've uploaded. I'm actually getting ready to do something that you will see later in the video, so if you recognize the outfit, that's why. But I felt like I should give you an explanation. This has been months of work. Please enjoy. And we're back. We got parts in. It's slightly warmer today. I think the high is gonna be 38. And we're gonna try our best. So let's get in the garage. And we got ourselves a new work truck. It needs a bath, but good car. I'm about to go get naked. All right, a couple of you people that have been keeping up with the build since I started, you know that I've said the car is going to be a turbo car. Well, I was ignorant and I got impatient, so I'm cheaping out. We bought a long tube header off of eBay, $200 versus the $900 turbo kit. So we got to button some things up and get it ready. All right, we got to try and get this header on. At least see if it fits. This thing may not fit. Damn. Header does not fit. We're running right here where it breaks off into this kind of Y. It's hitting right here, right here on the end of the transmission. So that is slightly unfortunate. I can't seem to wiggle it around at all either. So we either will wait for Jake or figure something else out. We still got cooling stuff to hook up. I have this aftermarket thermostat housing that will route the coolant to the back of the head instead of through the front. We have the front blocked off already, so we can do that. And yeah. Yeah, I can't install the thermostat housing yet. Guess who forgot to order a thermostat? I did. But we can at least pull that little stud out. It's in the way. We can't install the kit with that there. So I got a little pipe wrench. We can try and get that as well. I would like to tap that valve cover bolt hole. Threads are kind of messed up. Can't get a bolt in it. We're gonna fix that. And then I can at least get the intake manifold back on. Once the intake manifold's on, then it should be golden goose. to at least put the new throttle body on. The header's a little disappointing, but we're gonna chop that up and figure stuff out with that as well. So
The valve cover off and keep it coil on that, because normally if it pulls the threads, then there's not much threads there to bite into. Or we could go one size over and you can get a new bolt and go with a bigger bolt. Inside sit. Oh, you never heard that song. Let's play that for you.
yeah, I have. It's in my punk playlist.
I just asked you if you heard it in the car.
I said yeah.
Oh, Canada by 500 Friends, and you said never heard it. Those are your exact words.
My fault. Fuck. That's why I bought my magnet.
You keep losing my tools on your
Where'd I put my magnet? Here it is. For success.
Oh, it wouldn't start before.
No, it wouldn't start before.
Like I said, send it home tight. Just snug it.
Doing the same thing as before.
Hey man,
Where it just
where's your? Is this the most that fits it?
10 mil.
Oh fuck.
Good. We'll drill it out.
Yeah.
That took forever. We have these little vice grips, these little pliers, and these little pliers to get this guy. He's out. We can at least put our spacer in. Oh, and I had to take the cam sensor out, so. All right, this is the Cobalt reroute kit that I got from Miata. They did not send me all the hardware to mount it. I just have the shorter of the mounting bolts, but I'm gonna show how it goes together and then it'll eventually be on the car. They send you 3 of the gaskets. It's pretty nice because they have the adhesive on them. You can stick to it, but you'll do gasket. It'll mount about like this onto the back of the head. You'll do thermostat, middle gasket, and your cover. Like that. I do not have the longer mounting bolt, so I have to go get one it's like this but longer. Slide over these studs. Come on. Get on there. We gotta get prone in it, John. This is terribly difficult. Kind of jam your hands under the intake manifold and get a nut started. And everything's in the way. All right, manifold's on. We're gonna pop this old throttle position sensor off and the old throttle body, and we're going to install our performance one off of eBay. So let me get this pulled off, get the new one thrown on, and it'll be a race car. All right. Pretty solid. She's good. I went with this cheaper eBay throttle body because it's oversized on the intake. Supposed to help with performance. So we're gonna figure out how to get these two mated and mount it. But we will not be using the coolant for the IAC. That's all getting blocked off, so. And we are back. Camera died last night, so you guys didn't get to see all the fun that I got to have. That brand new header, cut it in half. Yeah. But it fits now, and it's on the car. Pretty happy about that. I also brought the throttle bodies home. Having some fitment issues with the new one. The bolts are taller than the plate, so We have files here. I might try and file those down to get them to work. If that doesn't work, not really sure what I'm gonna do. Old throttle body I brought with me just to have a mock-up, I guess, and like a comparison. Bolts, IAC, fun stuff. But the weather is finally nice out today, so I'm gonna grab my camera and we're gonna go get pictures of the new car. I love this car. This thing has been so much fun in like the week that I've owned it. Wondering what camera I shoot with. No, it is not a Sony. It's a bag that I had at the house. I shoot with the Panasonic Lumix G100. I have a 25mm on there. I also have a fisheye, and I have a, I believe it's 35 to 75mm. So we're gonna go hit up a couple other spots, maybe go get some food. We're able to find a bolt for the thermostat, so I can actually mount this today, which is exciting. We swapped the bolts on our eBay throttle body to hex heads from the Allen key that they were before, and now the plate's mounted. So I gotta take the idle air control valve assembly thing. I gotta bolt that to this, mount it on that, put my thermostat on, plug up some of the wiring, and then I believe we can move on to fuel injectors. See if we can get a little mock-up action, you feel me? Wiring harness. Alright, so we're gonna have to use the mounting bolts that they sent with the throttle body. The studs run out of thread, so I'm gonna work on getting those pulled out, and then we should be good to gander. Alright, we got that John out. If you guys remember from a year ago when this car first broke down, that whole video, I went through and actually resealed the IAC and did a throttle body gasket because there was a vacuum leak here. So the car broke down literally 15 minutes after I replaced it. This is the same gasket. I have 2 other gaskets now, so we're just going to use this one. If it leaks, I can change it out, but I don't see the point right now. The hardware that comes with these eBay kits has been weird. I don't know. I just haven't seen Allen head bolts out of an eBay kit before. It seems like they were attempting to be fancy or something. Gosh darn it, Ratchet, stay in my lap. Or there. Stay there. Don't cross-thread it. Intake manifolds are expensive. Snug.
Where's the bolt? Click. That's our torque spec. Click. Click. All right. Blop, 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 blop. We got a throttle body. All right. I don't have a way of confidently filming installing the thermostat onto the back of the head because apparently you're supposed to do it while the engine is out of the car. So I did that. Yeah, we're gonna get that installed, and if everything goes to plan, you guys will be seeing it on here.
Keep doing this.
Wrench, go away. We do not abuse animals. We have a bunch of stray cats. This one was attacked by a raccoon. Poor guy. That was a chore. Wrench, what are you doing? Yeah, definitely, if you're going to be doing the coolant reroute, definitely do it while the motor's still out. I was stupid. I didn't do enough research on it, and I just wrestled that for, how long was that, like a half hour, 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So, if you're going to be doing the reroute, do while the motor's out. But she's tucked away in there. We're going to see if it fits with the cam sensor and everything. Talking to the cat. They have cat conversations. And boom. We got throttle. So we're gonna plumb the fuel rail. We have to do all our cooling stuff still. Finish hooking up the wiring harness. And I still gotta buy an ECU. So.
Thank you.
Oh.
Transfer functions. One day when you're a pro fabricator.
Yeah, I broke it off. Yeah. Again.
I want the heavy coated undertaker. It's not a stainless bolt, is it?
It's through.
It's dead straight too.
On yours.
Hank Jr. fucking sucked. You'll never line the threads up.
You never like.
Hopefully this is the third and final time the intake manifold has to come off. We got fuel lines to hook up to the rail. Off to get vacuum lines. It's never ending, making constant trips to the parts store, so that's kind of cool. I don't know if that picked it up. We just seen the world's smallest smart car, and I wasn't filming. Linears are hooked on. I'll find out if I have them backwards. Sure wish I had power tools. Alright. Those shouldn't go anywhere. We don't have wire strippers or tape. So, another parts store run. We're gonna go get some stuff. Yay.
Small progress is better than no progress. Alright, I figured I better explain before I continue on. The colored wires to each injector, they're individual colors. So we have green, green, white, yellow, black, and I think yellow. Those are the ground signal to the ECM. Your red and white are coming off of the main engine relay. Black to ground, red to power. And if it's backwards, I'll figure it out later. But from what the Haynes manual says, it grounds ECM side, relays your power. We're gonna see how it goes. Alright, all connections are made. It's not the prettiest or the most even, but it's there. Hopefully it works. We'll just have to wait and see. I am going to go get a piece of shrink tubing just to throw around this. I'll be wrapping the whole thing with friction tape. Pretty happy about it. I'm leaving these two. They had this originally ran with speaker wire to some sort of temp sensor. I believe this is also a temp sensor. I don't know. I'll have to look at the manual again and see what all it is. Everything's wrapped. I had a bit of a time trying to make it all kind of even. Of course, that didn't happen. 4 is a little bit short, but that's okay. Harness done. Now we have to figure out a way to... I gotta figure out what this is, and I have to figure out how to tie this back in with the rest of the car. And make it look all nice and pretty. That shit's on. Well, that stuff's on. Injector harness plugged in. I know it looks like a cluster mess right now, but pretty simplified. I gotta figure out where this goes. I need to get the cooling ran so that I can mount the coil packs so that I can hook these guys up. Gotta figure out where I'm gonna ground this. Gotta figure out what this runs to. And we got a couple other plugs, but for the most part, engine harness is now hooked up. I'm stoked about that. So I'm probably going to go ahead and route the long coolant hose just to see how it goes, what stuff I need to move out of the way. I really need to zip tie some of these lines to get them out of the way, just kind of clean things up at this point. So it's gonna be a lot of that, but that injector harness does look a lot better than it looked before. Before it was like unwrapping itself and it was kind of shiny for some reason. So I'm extremely happy. Okay. That looks a lot better. Now I can put my hose on. It's so hot today. I'm really bad at this whole making sure I film stuff, but we went and grabbed hose clamps, and the coolant reroute hose is on. Tighten that nut down. Plugged in. Yeah! Slide this back like here. Alright, that's mounted. Complete. Getting ready to throw some spark plug wires in it. There's already spark plugs in the head. I wanted to do that because we have sort of a cat thing going on here, and I didn't want cat hair down inside the motor. There's so much going on the back of the head.
say you'll allow it?
Keys and the keys ejector way up in the rear.
I do like how it's sitting right now. That right. Yeah.
And he got sued by the old crow.
Jesus, that
Some
messed us
bed
up.
mounts for the front.
This looks like a damn race car.
Yeah.
Cool. That is about all I can do for the evening. I need to buy more stuff.
A couple things got done off camera. Got the radiator completely mounted in, first hose on, a couple other bits and pieces added just to try and make some forward progress. However, the temperature switch for the gauge cluster, that is what the single wire on the injector harness is. So I forgot to put it in the coolant reroute. So now everything on the back of the head must come off, which is okay, you know, but it feels like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of deal. Also want to say quick shout out to Jake. When we were building the motor, we were gapping the rings for boost. I wasn't planning on running a whole lot, so it's not like a huge gap in the rings, but then I got impatient and I went NA. So we're gonna have some oil blow by. Jake gifted me a catch can. I gotta find a mounting place for it. I'm kind of wanting to build some sort of bracket off of here like this, and then we can just run it from here to the can, and I'll still be able to take the filter off on the bottom and drain it whenever. Big shout out to Jake for giving me a catch can. We have all the sensors now in the thermostat housing. I had to reseal them. Luckily, the reroute kit came with an extra gasket. This gasket ripped when I was removing it, so I bought some gasket sealer for a thermostat and used the extra gasket that came in the kit. So I'm just letting that set up and kind of stick together. All right, phone's getting ready to die. Gotta love iPhone battery. So I'm gonna do a lot of the work off camera. Hopefully the phone's not completely dead. I can show you guys afterwards. So thank you for sticking around. I'm sorry it's not been the most interesting. So I'll see you in a second. All right, a couple hours of struggle later and we have everything back together. Now I'll be back in tomorrow. Hopefully top off all the coolant. Nothing will leak. Fill the transmission, install a shifter, and we're gonna see if she starts. Good day. Hopefully it's working. Right, trans is full. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I was doing a lot of reading and a bunch of people said if you're planning on still street driving the car while also tracking it, MT90 is the way to go. So 3 quarts of MT90. This stuff is pricey. It ended up being like $80 for the 3 quarts. If you're planning on just full tracking the car, what everybody says is Redline also offers MTL. So MTL, I guess, would be your other option if you're just doing a full track build. Took like 20 minutes to do these 3 quarts. They're not completely empty. I bought a cheap AutoZone hand pump and it wouldn't reach the bottom of the bottles. So, but trans is full. So now we're back to when the car originally failed on me. And that's putting a shifter in, except I was taking it apart a year ago. So let's get to it. We're so close to just seeing if this thing starts.
Unless it was bad. It's a brand new battery though. Yep, did better.
Oh, is it all wet with fuel? Yep. Coming out of the injector points?
I don't know, I can't tell.
The fuel injectors, it's leaking, it's dumping fuel from around the injector O-rings. So I don't know if they're seated all the way. I'm getting ready to pull the rail off and take a look at everything. I forgot to press record, but it started for like half a second and then I had to key off because it's leaking fuel everywhere.
If it starts, shut it off, okay? Alright, yeah, they're just puking.
Let's go! Now we gotta figure out the fuel leak.
So I'd say get the
I'm gonna pull the rail out.
pull the rail out so I can look at the injector O-rings. Fired right up easy. Hell yeah, my brother. And then we get a rear input in it.
He said,
Nope, they're leaking.
they're still leaking?
Yeah, from the bottoms. Yeah, number 2 is the only one leaking.
Hell yeah. Wow. I wanted to take a second before we close this video out to once again apologize for the lack of content. Series of unfortunate events. Hopefully the rest of this year we'll be back on track. I have way more goals to reach, way more things to do, and a lot more to work on. I feel like with the Miata firing, we at least know that the motor can run, and now we can start dialing things in. So once again, thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to like and subscribe, and go work on your car.